And isn't it amazing that when you get into a new problem, you get nervous? So God has to remind you, listen, I brought you out last time. This is not the first time that you've gone through a challenge. This is not the first time that you've had trouble. God is calling us to remember. Remember how I brought you through the time that you thought you were going to die. Remember how I healed you when you got sick, how I brought you out of an abusive relationship. Remember how I helped you when you had lost your job and you were down on your luck and you were having a hard time. Remember how I saw you through times of depression and recession in your life and sickness and abuse and depression and all of these things. God is saying, I want you to remember what I have already done for you. And be strengthened by knowing that the same God that delivered you then is still with you right now. And he's letting us know that what I'm doing in the earth, what I'm doing, as he reminded them, he says, I'm not going to wipe them all out at once, because if I annihilated these people, he says the wild beasts would become too numerous. See, God has a reason for not moving swiftly. And so he says, what I'm going to do in your life, I'm going to do little by little. Say little by little. See, that's God's strategy. God says, what I'm doing in the earth, I'm going to do this thing little by little. And I don't want you to ever assume that because it is little by little that it is not supernatural. The supernatural is not always spectacular. And see, we look for something that's miracles. It's like, ooh, I went to the service, they laid hand on a crippled man, bam, and he just instantly got up and started walking. Not all miracles are instant. What difference does it make to me? If God's healing grace starts in me today, and if every day I get a little stronger, if every step that I take, as long as I'm moving in the right direction, as long as tomorrow I'm better than I am today, as long as my mind is better, as long as my child is doing better today and tomorrow than he was yesterday, I'm all right, Lord. I've got patience as long as we're moving in the right direction. As long as it's little by little, just little by little. Just little by little. It's like the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise goes little by little, but they stay diligently. I don't care if you're moving at a snail's pace. I know that you want everything done like yesterday. But as long as you're moving in the right direction, life by the inch is a cinch. Life by the yard is hard. What God really wants to do in our life, it happens little by little. Little by little. Little by little. When God starts every life, just think about how God starts a life. He starts it with a single cell that gets hit by another single cell called a sperm. Little by little. So he's got one cell here, one cell there, one strikes the other, bam. Immediately when that sperm goes into that ovum, immediately it just splits. One cell becomes two. 2 become 4, 4 become 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 become 32, 32 becomes 64, 64 become 128, 128 becomes 256, 256 becomes 512, 512, and it starts just multiplying. But it all starts with just one that goes little by little. You invest $1. You start saving money little by little. I don't care if you can't do but $5 a week, little by little, little by little. Everybody just waiting on something to bam, some big thing to happen all at one time. It rarely ever happens that way. Why would you build your life on the exception? Go little by little. Go little by little. Here's the great danger of getting things suddenly in your life, is that you don't develop the muscles to handle it. Yeah. But when I get the blessing little by little, can you imagine? I mean, let's say all of a sudden, you know, I can imagine how much I weighed when I was 5 years old and how much I weigh today. Can you imagine if you were suddenly given all the weight in one day that you had at 5 years old? And some of you were probably, 40, 45 pounds at 5 years old. And now to put 200 pounds on that? Suddenly? And you've not developed your skeletal system to be able to handle the weight. Yeah. But if I'm eating a meal day by day and growing little by little, then my bones strengthen to be able to carry the weight. Yeah. My bones strengthen. I'm 215 pounds now. When I finished college, I was 140 pounds with all my clothes on. You don't just add a number of weight on at one time without strengthening the muscles to be able to sustain it. You injure yourself. And there are some people that are praying for big blessings when your back is not even strong enough to carry it. You don't know what you're asking for sometimes. When you ask for a humongous, gargantuan blessing, God cannot bless you beyond what you have the strength to carry. You better thank God that a little woman, when she gets pregnant at 115 pounds, and I've watched women sometimes gain as much as 60 pounds. Thank God that you don't just get pregnant at 115 and bam, 60, and the next day you're 175 pounds. See, but when it grows little by little, see, you don't just pick up 60 pounds overnight, but it comes little by little. You'll strengthen your body to be able to carry the weight. You strengthen your body to be able to carry the blessing. What God is doing in your life, he's doing little by little. Thank God that we don't just get old overnight. Amen. Thank God that you don't just get fat overnight. It all comes little by little, little by little, little by little. That's why they taught people to start planning for their retirement little by little. Back in the day, the folks used to come there and get the insurance. Some folks would come there every day. Sometimes they get $2 a week from folks. Just come at $2 every week, just little by little. Little by little, little by little, just little by little. See, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. It's about quality. And it's just like with doing exercise. If your form is not right, your results won't be right. And so you have to take your time to get your form right, little by little. Get the form right. Because if your form is not right and you're doing the exercise, but your form is not right, your results are not going to be right. So you have to go little by little, just little by little.